वैसे तो ये वीडियो स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स सभी के लिए है, बट स्टूडेंट्स इस वीडियो को जरूर देखें और अगर पसंद आए तो अपने टीचर्स को जरूर भेजें ये वीडियो। अगर आपको एक भी टिप्स पसंद आती है और आप चाहते हैं कि आपके टीचर्स भी इनमें से कोई टिप्स फॉलो करें तो आप अपने टीचर्स को ये वीडियो जरूर भेजिए। इफ यू आर अ टीचर और इफ यू विश टू मेक योर करियर इन टीचिंग, you must target to be an effective teacher. Why? Because if you are not an effective teacher, you might come up with some of the challenges. You might face some challenges which you do not even expect in the beginning of your teaching profession or teaching career. For example, your students are not regular. Your students are not punctual. They are not disciplined. They are not following the rules that you expect from them. They are not completing their assignments. They are not interested in your class. So these challenges can demotivate you, can make you stressful. So for avoiding such issues or challenges, I follow some of the tips in my teaching career. The same tips I would like to suggest all of you. You can try and check if these tips are helpful in your teaching profession or not. So first I would like to categorize these tips into two categories. First, I'll talk about the teaching method or the teaching style that we should follow. Second is all about the behavior of the teacher, how your behavior should be. Let's talk about how our teaching method or teaching style should be. So, number one, we should be well prepared and organized before starting the lesson. That's actually a very important point, because if you're not prepared or not organized, if you do not have the material that you want to use in your class and the lesson is not comprehended well, how you are going to teach that? And it affects the students' learning, it affects your mindset, it affects the whole class and the environment. So we should always go well prepared. It actually helps you to be an effective teacher. Number two, if I talk about, use as simple method as possible. Because some students don't understand the language of the book. So sometimes we try to clarify the concept to the students in the language of the book. That actually does not help. And because of that, they become less interested in the class and they want or they may want to leave the class. So let's use as simple method as possible. Number three, give real life examples. Whatever concept or whatever the lesson you are teaching, connect it with the real life examples to clarify them to the students. Because when you use real life examples, the students can actually understand it easily and they become more interested to learn in your class. Number four, you should enjoy teaching. You should enjoy your work. You should show interest. It should not happen that you are teaching the lesson just to complete the lesson. Because when you show interest, the students also show interest. When you show interest, when you enjoy teaching, when you enjoy your work, it actually gives a positive impact on your teaching or to your teaching. Number five, your energy level should be high during the class. You should look energetic and enthusiastic. Because when you are energetic and enthusiastic, your students actually enjoy the teaching. They actually enjoy your class. Otherwise, if you talk to them in a way that is not energetic, for example, hello students, how are you? They also feel lazy or they do not want to take your class. But when you are energetic, for example, hello everybody, how are you all? They are actually interested in taking your class. Number six, address the query of each student. This is very important. There are some students who actually want to share something or there are some important points that they want to talk about. But because of the less time that we do not have that much time to listen to them or to understand them, we sometimes avoid or ignore these students. So you need to address the query of each student. It can be related to the lesson, it can be related to some other things as well, maybe their personal life. If you are not able to address those queries during the class, you might ask them to contact you over WhatsApp, messages, call, but do not ignore them. Address the query of each of your student. That's very important. Number 7, empower your students. So empowering students is also one of the most important point that we all should take care of, because empowering them gives them space to take lead, and when they take lead they actually grow more, they develop more. So when you empower them, they actually take responsibilities, they start taking initiatives, and they also feel that our teacher is valuing us and we are also growing. And that's how your class becomes more interesting. Your students do not want to leave your class. They want to stay connected with you. They want to stay connected with your class. Number 8, play energizers when required. Energizers are something that can energize students in a way, like when they're not interested in learning. Sometimes there can be a bunch of students, a set of students who is not interested or not want to take class. But when you play energizers, different energizers, it actually helps them getting energized. And after that, they might be interested. So whenever it is required, we should play some energizers. Last but not the least, don't forget to conduct the closure part at the end of the lesson, because it is helpful for the students to remember what they have learned. Ask them some deep check questions, some questions related to the instructions that you have given in the lesson or the concept that you have taught. Ask them the questions so that they are actually active in the class. If you have this habit of asking the questions at the end and conduct the closure part at the end, they remain active every day. So this is all about your teaching method and your teaching style should be. Let's move to the second point and the second category of the tips, that is about your teaching behavior in the class. Number 1, be an active listener. Before responding or before speaking anything to students or to anybody, we should listen to others very carefully, because our responses are always going to be based on what they listen. If we have this good habit, if we have this skill, we can develop this in our students' personality as well. That actually helps us develop our personality. Second, we should acknowledge the efforts of students. Whatever efforts your students are making in the class or maybe outside the class, which is related to learning, we should always appreciate them for the efforts. You can appreciate them during the class, over WhatsApp, by putting some status about them. Whatever efforts they make, it can be related to completing assignments or completing any work that you have given or completing any responsibility that was assigned to them. Number 3, be friendly with your students. Always show them the behavior that you are friendly with them. Do not be a very serious teacher. Otherwise, they might not be comfortable in sharing their concerns and issues with you. So be comfortable and be friendly with them. Try to enjoy with them all the activities. Sometimes you might feel to go out with them to have lunch and breakfast as well. But please be friendly with them. Number 4, don't be a boss. Be a leader. So what we do sometimes, we tell them to do a lot of things, that you do this, you do not do this, you have to do this, you don't have to do this. No, we have to avoid this quality. We have to perform as a leader. For example, just push them and motivate them to do the things. Do not tell them to do all the things. Just be a leader, push them, help them grow. This is one. Next, if I talk about point number 5, that is, don't play favoritism. Some of us have some favorite students in the class, isn't it? Yes, we have. So that favoritism actually does not make you a great teacher, or it doesn't make you an effective teacher. An effective teacher always treats equally to all the students. There can be students who are not that good or that disciplined, but you as a teacher have to treat them equally. So listen to both the sides, listen to all the students carefully, and treat them equally. Favoritism cannot make you an effective teacher. Number 6, understand the problem. There can be some times when students may be late in the class, may be not interested in your class, may not look interested in your class. In that case, you might feel why this student is behaving like that. So in that case, as an effective teacher, we need to understand the problem, we need to listen to them, and if required, we need to be personal to them. Ask them what the problem they're facing. There can be some personal issues. Be friendly with them, ask them, understand, spend your time with them. This is one more important quality that an effective teacher has, giving some extra time to some students if required. So if you need to give it, try to find out some time from your busy schedule and give some time to that particular student if required. They value you more in their life. They understand. They value you, they respect you much, and you become a star for them in their life. So these are the tips that I follow in my class to make my classes interesting and to make myself as an effective teacher. Thank you everyone for watching the video and to support me with your love. If you like any of the tips, please fill the comment box with your chats, with your words. See you next time.